You're watching South Asia Newsline and have the top stories we are tracking for you on Tuesday, the 10th of December. Opposition moves no confidence motion against Vice President Dhankar. Hindu groups in India protest against Bangladesh after recent temple attack. And Taliban leader slams US over non-compliance of Doha Agreement. And now for all the details. The opposition led by Congress Party on Tuesday submitted a no-confidence motion against Rajya Sabha Chairman and Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar, making it the first such action in India's parliamentary history. Reports suggest opposition parties said the motion had been moved with 65 signatures. The minimum required numbers for moving a motion to remove the Vice President is 50. The notice, spearheaded by the Congress, comes in the wake of turbulent ties between opposition parties and the Rajya Sabha chairman. Opposition lawmakers have accused Dhankar of favouring PM Modi's ruling BJP party in each discussion, and the latest being him allowing the members of the Treasury benches to raise the Congress-Soros link issue in the upper house. Meanwhile, opposition MPs continued their protest over the Adani issue in Parliament premises, carrying black bags with caricatures of PM Modi and billionaire Gautam Adani. The session was, however, adjourned for the day after unruly scenes broke out during the proceedings.
श्री नरेंद्र भाई मोदी
काम हो ही नहीं रहा है। जैसे ही हम बैठते हैं ये लोग कुछ शुरू कर लेते हैं ताकि अर्जन हो जाए, और इनकी ये स्ट्रैटेजी है। मुझे लगता है ये बहस नहीं करना चाहते हैं, ये डर रहे हैं अडानी जी पे बहस करने से, डरते हैं, जानते हैं कि ये चर्चा नहीं कर सकते क्योंकि सारी बातें सामने आ जाएंगी और छुप रहे हैं।
And Hindu groups and people from different faiths across India on Tuesday held protest against the atrocities and killings of Hindus in Bangladesh and demanded their protection. Miscreants in Bangladeshi capital Dhaka have vandalized idols of Hindu deities and burned down an ISKCON temple, reports have suggested. The iconic East Bengal Football Club in Siliguri held a silent protest against the ongoing atrocities, and protests were also witnessed in national capital New Delhi, where a huge crowd gathered and raised slogans and burned effigies to call for an end to violence against Hindus. There has also been concern over the arrest of Chinmay Krishnadas, a Hindu monk associated with ISKCON last month on multiple charges, including sedition. Das, who has been accused of disrespecting Bangladesh national flag during a rally in October, was denied bail by a court last week.
पूरा समाज किसी बात के लिए जिम्मेदार नहीं होता। कुछ कट्टरपंथी, कुछ उग्रवादी, कुछ बहसी दरिंदे, कुछ भेड़िए, वो इस सारे कारणों के कारण हैं। लेकिन ऐसे निरशंस अत्याचारों पर सज्जनों का मौन होना वो भी बहुत बुरी बात है। हम चाहेंगे भारत का मुस्लिम समाज भी मुखर होकर बांग्लादेश के हिंदू समाज पर हो रहे अत्याचार का विरोध करे और अपने धर्म मजहब के लोगों को प्रेरणा दे कि वो बहशी ना बने, इंसान है, इंसान ही रहे।
एक्चुअली बांग्लादेश में अभी जो चल रहा है वो बिल्कुल गलत है, क्योंकि वो बांग्लादेश भी एक स्वतंत्र राष्ट्र है। तो स्वतंत्र राष्ट्र के हिसाब से हर लोगों को अपना अपना राष्ट्र में जीने का, रहने का अधिकार है। लेकिन क्योंकि बांग्लादेश में जो हिंदू, बौद्ध और क्रिश्चियन जो माइनॉरिटी है, माइनॉरिटी के ऊपर और सबसे ज्यादा जो है मेजोरिटी, तो मेजोरिटी वाला माइनॉरिटी में इतना अत्याचार कर रहा है, ये तो मानवाधिकार का एक उल्लंघन हो रहा है।
Moving on, as the world marks Human Rights Day, the Baloch Yagjayati Committee has strongly condemned the recent forced abduction and escalating trend of targeted executions of Baloch youth, calling it a disturbing continuation of human rights violation in Balochistan. The BYC, in a statement on X, stated that on December 9, Pakistani security forces abducted 5 Baloch individuals from Karachi, including university students involved in political activism. The group raised urgent concerns over the systematic targeting of Baloch students and activists who are at risk of torture, extrajudicial killings and fake encounters. Activists allege that Pakistan repeatedly carries out so-called military operations and enforced disappearances to instill fear and exert control over the Baloch people who have been demanding independence from its occupation. And with successive governments failing to address their plight, people across POJK have lost faith in their elected representatives with no development in sight. A report.
35 years after its inception, a road meant to connect 4 villages in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir remains incomplete, leaving residents high and dry. Locals describe the road as dilapidated and unusable, adding that it has severely impacted daily life. And despite repeated promises, the project launched decades ago to link Bandi Saida and nearby villages to the Srinagar highway remains abandoned.
कम अज़ कम 35 साल कबल जो है ये लोगों ने महकमा लोकल गवर्नमेंट के तावन से ये रोड निकाली थी और 35 सालों के अरसा में ये पुख्ता रोड नहीं बन सकी, बल्कि ये अभी भी जो है वो कच्ची राब्ता सड़क है। ये वो लोगों की महरूमियाँ हैं जिनकी बुनियाद पर लोग अब सियासतदानों के बजाय जो है वो ताजर जॉइंट एक्शन कमेटी के प्लेटफार्म पर इकट्ठे होकर अपने हकूक़ की जदोजहद कर रहे हैं।
जिन्ना बेली अगर तामीर हो जाए इस पर कम बेश ज़्यादा नहीं तो 6-7 हज़ार इंसान जो पिछले जो ग्राम दसन इन फ़ायदा पहुँच सकता है।
Villagers are concerned this is not an isolated issue, but part of a broader pattern of neglect across POJK. They argue that such incomplete projects reflect the government's apathy and a deeper disregard for the needs of people in the occupied region.
Moving on, Sohail Shaheen, the head of the Taliban's political office in Qatar, has accused the United States of failing to comply with the commitments made under the Doha Agreement, particularly the removal from blacklist and reconstruction efforts in Afghanistan. They had promised that they would remove the blacklist within 3 months, but it has still not been done, Shaheen was quoted as saying by Tolo News. The Doha Agreement, signed in 2020, outlined a roadmap for the withdrawal of US troops and commitments for stability and reconstruction in Afghanistan. This development comes amid ongoing challenges in Afghanistan, including economic instability and diplomatic isolation. No country has so far recognized Taliban since it ceased power in 2021 due to rights issues, especially that related to women. And the US State Department announced a slew of sanctions on Monday to mark International Anti-Corruption Day and the eve of Human Rights Day, targeting individuals from multiple countries, including the former CEO of Sri Lankan Airlines, for allegedly accepting a bribe in exchange for ensuring Sri Lanka purchased Airbus aircraft for over market value. In 2020, Sri Lanka ordered a probe into allegations of bribery by European plane maker Airbus over the sale of aircraft to state-run carrier Sri Lankan Airlines after Airbus agreed to settle a corruption probe with regulators. A senior official at Sri Lankan Airlines said at the time that a Colombo court had issued orders to arrest Chandrasena and his wife as suspects of money laundering. None of the individuals named could immediately be reached for comment on the steps, which involve a range of sanctions, including freezes of any US assets and US visa bans. That's all in tonight's edition. We will